Hey guys! Last episode, we discussed a potential cure for HIV currently being engineered by a team of scientists from University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Duke Medicine Macrogenics. This week, we are going to discuss how exactly the Ebola virus works on a cellular level. And then, we are going to hit the campus to find out what people really know about the Ebola virus. So, what do noroviruses do and how do they work? Viruses consist solely of genetic information, either DNA or RNA, surrounded by a protein coat, along with a little bit of enzymes to help them with reproduction when they infect a host cell. They are typically dormant and unable to do anything unless they are attached to a host cell, which can be a plant, animal, or bacterial cell. In fact, they cannot be considered alive because they do not perform basic life functions like metabolism or reproduction on their own. They are only considered alive when they're attached to a host cell. So, how does a virus infect or react with the human body? The first thing that a virus does upon entering the body is attach itself to its target cell using molecular receptors on the surface of its protein coat to lock into the membrane of a host cell. Once it finds a perfect fit, the host cell welcomes the virus, or at least its genetic information, into the cell. Then, the virus hijacks the cell's normal functioning and starts making copies of itself using the host cell's ribosomes. After thousands of viruses are produced, tension builds up in the cell, causing it to burst and release more viruses into the body. This cycle repeats itself over and over unless there's an intervention. That intervention would, of course, be an immune system response. So, what is the immune system's response to this? The main cells inside the immune system are lymphocytes, divided into two subcategories, B cells and T cells. B cells come from bone marrow, hence letter B, and once they are differentiated, begin to produce antibodies. T cells are made in the thymus, again, T cells, thymus, and their primary job is to kill virus-infected cells. When a virus attacks a cell within the human body, a protein complex called the MHC complex produces virus peptides. Cytotoxic T cells, or CTLs, see the virus peptides and immediately attacks, killing it by activating apoptosis within the cell, or programmed cell death. So, bye-bye virus, it's all gone. After the virus is cleared, more T cells are created for the next time a virus may attack. And this makes sense. So if the immune system is so good at taking care of viral infections, why is the Ebola virus so fatal? Well, the first thing that the Ebola virus does upon entering the body is infect the dendritic cells, or messengers of the immune system. The role of dendritic cells are to alert T cells of the infection. The T cells, like we mentioned earlier, would typically then destroy the infected cells before the virus could replicate further. However, the infected dendritic cells can never send a signal, and the T cells remain inactive. This allows the virus to replicate freely. While the virus travels through the bloodstream, macrophages, in an attempt to attack it, become infected themselves. They then release proteins that cause clots to form within blood vessels. This damage may even cause the blood vessels to leak. Oftentimes, though, it is not the actual Ebola virus that strikes the fatal blow, but rather the immune system attacking itself. When the virus is replicating freely, cells begin to die and organs become infected. Cells that are dying empty its contents into the bloodstream, signaling a cytokine storm. Though the storm attacks the virus, it also causes harm to the body. So obviously this would be the body's last attempt of trying to get rid of the virus, and it's the cytokine storm is almost a kamikaze mission, if you will. Nitric oxide is released further, damaging the blood cells by making bigger leaks. These leaks lead to fatal drop in blood pressure and temperature, causing your body to go into shock. In one sentence, the reason why the Ebola virus is so difficult to treat is because it disables an immune system response, leaving the body vulnerable to attack.